Here's Victoria and Anthony with an AMI This Week shortcut.
One of the biggest barriers facing people from the disability community is the freedom of mobility, especially the freedom that comes from having access to a car.
It isn't a new issue, and although there is public transit and other options available, there's nothing quite like the freedom of driving a car.
But that may soon change. Edmonton presenter Smyth explores the world of autonomous vehicles, or AV, and what research and development is happening in Canada.
Here's a preview of the upcoming documentary, Shifting Gears, Autonomous Vehicles.
Autonomous vehicles offer a bright future in automotive technology. Vehicles capable of driving themselves without someone behind the wheel was once considered the dream of science fiction, but will soon be a reality. As I explored this subject, I wanted to find out how people from the disability community felt about this emerging field. I sat down with Carrie Anton, Stephanie Leach, and Hamid Saifi and asked what an autonomous vehicle would mean for them.
As a person who's legally blind, I really wish that I could get behind a wheel or just have that independence to go where I want, when I want, for an affordable price. And that, I think, is what autonomous cars will do for me.
For me, it's the safety is, for me, my biggest concern, and how it can be insured, because I don't know if I would want to trust my life in the hands of technology.
So definitely it's a passion to want to drive. And I think autonomous vehicles is something which would give you that ability for someone like myself.
I own a house, I own cottages and land and things, but the one freedom that I don't have is to get where I want, when I want, at an affordable cost. So it would really be a dream come true for me.
Accessible transportation is a major issue for members of the disability community. One company that is tackling this issue is UK-based Arrigo. At the Ottawa Autonomous Vehicle Summit, Arrigo CEO David Keane explained how their vehicle can help the lives of people with disabilities.
The effective mobility of these people in our society is limited. And I'm not talking about hundreds of miles, I'm just talking about a mile or 2 miles from their homes to the shops, or to their friends, or to where they need to go. And we really need to do something about that. My company, Arrigo, set about trying to find a solution for those people. And we created a Pod Zero. And it's called Pod Zero because it's zero emissions, because it's an EV. It's zero driver, and it's zero collisions, because it is a completely autonomous vehicle.
Tech companies and auto manufacturers aren't the only ones developing autonomous vehicles. At the region of Waterloo's Emergency Services Training and Research Complex, University of Waterloo staff and researchers are testing their autonomous vehicle called the Autonomous. Danson Garcia, hardware lead for the project, describes the vehicle.
Well, the Autonomous is, first and foremost, is a research platform based out of the University of Waterloo. And what we're researching on is how we can drive vehicles autonomously. And so there's a lot involved in this particular project, right? Of course, there's the hardware devices that come into play to drive the car autonomously.
Some of the hardware includes 8 cameras that are attached to the roof of the car.
There's 3 in front, there's 2 on each side, and there's 1 at the back. And why are they positioned like that? Well, because we want to make sure that when we go around and collect data, we can restitch all those photos and images and create this image that basically surrounds the entire car.
After hearing Danson explain how the systems worked, it was time for me to get behind the wheel and drive an autonomous vehicle. Operated by a controller, all I had to do was press the green button.
3, 2, 1, engage.
It ended at the best part. What a tease.
I know, I want to find out how he did behind the wheel. I guess that means we'll have to tune in to watch the rest.
Well, the good news is Shifting Gears, Autonomous Vehicles airs this Friday, August 31st, right here on AMI TV.